guys, welcome back. It's Phoebe. If you've been following along, you know that I just moved into a historic apartment back in Pittsburgh. It was built in 1913 and it's actually a historic landmark. So legally, they can't really do much to it other than necessary updates. And the updates they have done, I will say, are really nice and it still holds all of its character. It is my dream apartment and I am so grateful that I moved back to PA because I feel like this apartment anywhere else would not be affordable for me. But because I was lucky enough to be born in kind of a random place, the housing is still much more affordable than other places that I have lived. So I've been having so much fun decorating it, furnishing it, doing DIYs. This is my first apartment in America. Everywhere I've lived as an adult before that was in Australia, so I have no home possessions to my name back in the States. So it has been a complete from the ground up, everything from scratch, sourcing everything from scratch. I had nothing before. So that's been really fun and also overwhelming, but I've been having so much fun documenting all of it for you guys. You guys seem to like it too. And today I wanted to talk about some of my DIY plans for the space. As I said, I do have a pretty modest budget. I feel like a lot of people kind of misunderstand when they watch my videos what my budget is because, like I said, my apartment feels so nice and I feel like in any other city it would be pretty expensive. I am still a very small creator. I don't have a large income and therefore don't have a large amount of budget to allocate to my home, but it's so important to me and it's like a huge part of my being, my personality, now my career, to show you guys what I'm doing. So I have a big list of DIYs that I want to do in my apartment to get the look that I'm really going for and dreaming about, but save money doing it by doing it myself. First thing I really want to do is upholster my headboard. Right now, I don't even have a headboard, but my mom used to do this for me in like my childhood bedrooms. She would get just a big piece of plywood or something and stuffing or foam or some like sheet of softness to cover it and then upholster it for me. And I've been seeing some floral ones on Pinterest and like floating around the internet that I really like, that really spark joy. They remind me of like an old Ralph Lauren interior or like a Nancy Meyers interior. I'm really leaning into that kind of like almost bordering on country type of look, which is so surprising to me because that is not at all what I thought my style was in the beginning of doing this apartment. As you guys know, if you've been here for a while, I love mid-century modern things and I love modernist design. So I really thought that that was the direction that I would inevitably and subconsciously go down. But I have been finding myself really wanting to like nest and make things cozy and a little bit girly and feminine, take advantage of the fact that this apartment is just mine and really leaning into whatever I want to do and not worry about having it be neutral in terms of masculinity, femininity, in terms of the style that it is. I just want to lean into what I'm loving. And what I'm loving right now is a fabric floral headboard. Another thing I really want to do is do hand-painted bathroom flowers, hand-painted flowers in my bathroom, like either along the trim of or along the edge of the ceiling or along the top of the walls. I'm not sure if I want it to be a ceiling thing or a wall thing, but I just want like the classic hand-painted murally style of like vines and flowers going around the walls. In my bedrooms that I grew up in at my house, my mom and I think my aunt had painted like Winnie the Pooh scenes and Peter Rabbit scenes, and there were vines everywhere and flowers and then like little scenes from those books on the walls, and that kind of illustrative style is so nostalgic to me. To go with the vibe of my like kind of romantic feminine bedroom, I think that that would be really fun because if you don't know, my only bathroom in my apartment is connected to my bedroom and it has pink tile, so I have to lean into the femininity, or else what fun would the pink tile be without doing that? I want to show you guys my new glasses because Warby Parker is sponsoring this video. They're honestly hard to see if I don't do this because they are frameless, which is something I have been looking for a long time. I actually thought that I would only be able to find like a really thin wire frame, which I also have been really liking, but these ones have no frame at all and they just have really light wire sides with a really pretty tortoiseshell accent that goes around your ears. These are so lightweight, and I actually got a really small reading glasses prescription on them, and I also got transition lenses. So these transition in the sun, and so they're going to be perfect for beach reading. I'm really picky picky with glasses on myself, and Warby Parker actually has a virtual try-on feature, which lets you just access the camera and see what the glasses would look like on yourself. And I was so impressed with how realistic it is. You can move your head any way and the glasses stay on the screen, and they look pretty much exactly like how I thought they would look because I was able to use that feature. Warby Parker uses premium materials and in-house design, and they have such a big mix of timeless and bolder silhouettes. Glasses start at just $95 with prescription lenses with anti-reflective and scratch-resistant coatings. They have free shipping and 30-day returns, so it's absolutely risk-free. And vision insurance or FSA/HSA can be used on Warby Parker glasses and eye exams. You can shop my picks using the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen. Thank you again so much to Warby Parker for sponsoring. Another thing I really want to do is I want to mosaic a tabletop with sea glass or pottery that I find here at my lake house. I've been collecting sea glass and cool rocks and like little broken bits of pottery that have been sanded and polished through the waves and have washed up on the beach here since I was little. So over 20 years, I have a massive collection, and I just like the idea of kind of mosaicing a tabletop, like just a wooden side table or something, and grouting it, maybe putting a piece of glass on top. I just really like the way that a tile top table looks or a mosaic table looks, and I really like the fact that it's not trendy at all right now. It's just something that would be nostalgic and a fun thing to do, and therefore I think would make me feel happy whenever I see it in my house. I really love having ideas and finding things that inspire me that are not like a 2026 trend. There's nothing wrong with liking trends. I'm doing a interior design version of my current trends that will age like milk and others that will age like fine wine, and that was my most viral, popular, and scrutinized video ever on my channel. That being said, I just find it extra exciting when I think of an idea that is not trendy at all right now, but that would make me so happy and feel like my home is so me. Another little DIY I want to do is, I've talked about this before on my channel, the idea of making archives in frames, like setting out small photos or memories or little pieces of memorabilia or images in like a nice neat grid on a mat, all in one frame or all in two frames. I got this idea from Noah Daniel, who you guys have heard me talk about so many times. I love his channel, and he talked about doing this. I'm sure he's also not the first to talk about it, but that's something that I really want to do because, again, I feel like I would have fun in the doing it and in the making of it, and then all the more I feel like I'd be attached to it once it's hanging up in my home, especially because they will be family photos and memories and stuff that I feel like it'll just be so special. And how nice to not have to pick out of so many family photos to like blow a big one up and frame just one or two. It'd be so nice to just have like a little archive of a bunch of them, almost like wallet-sized photos or like photo booth photos or whatever. Polaroids even. Another thing I want to do, which will be kind of quick and easy, especially if I make my mom do it for me, which I probably will, is make curtain ties for my curtains. If you've seen my last apartment update, you know that I have just single panels of linen curtains in each of my 3 windows, and I want to do a tie or 2 ties on each of them to tie them up and have them make like this, I guess, scallop shape. I think they'll look so much nicer when they're open like that as opposed to being open and just pushed to one side, especially because they are only one panel. So it's just like one panel on each side or one panel on one side of each window whenever it's open right now, which kind of looks a bit weird. And I think it'll look really cute whenever it's pushed up instead of to the side. Another thing I've been talking about a lot is sink skirts, and I have just tasked my mom. Well, I didn't task her. To be fair, I found the fabric at a vintage store and my mom was like, oh, I could make that in 2 seconds for you. I found a piece of vintage fabric from a vintage store in Ohio, or like some curated, I think it was vintage, maybe it was antique, I don't know. It's this really pretty, again, feminine kind of floral pattern that I wanted to be a sink skirt in my pantry. I have that old copper sink in my pantry and it has just nothing underneath it. It's completely exposed, and also that sink isn't even functional. So I wanted to make it look cute. I think my mom is going to be making me a sink skirt out of that one that I'll definitely show you in my next apartment update. Hopefully a lot of these will be done by the time I have a next apartment update to show you. Something else I want to do is I found a old doily, but like a big round doily at a vintage store here in a small town in New York that I think is really pretty. And I want to play with that thing that I've seen people do where they just frame the doily against either, I think I've seen people like press it in a clear frame, but I also think it would be pretty with just like blue matting behind it or construction paper even. This one is a trend. I feel like I have seen a lot of people doing this recently, but I don't care. I want to do it. I think it's really cute, and I like that I got the doily from here because that makes it special to me, and I think it would look really, really cute over my fireplace. Another kind of curtain thing I want to fashion is in my bedroom. I only have one tiny window in my bedroom, and because I want to upholster my headboard and my bed is right next to that window, I don't know if I want to do like curtains because I feel like that would just be so much fabric all bunched up next to each other. My room is set up in a way where it only makes sense for my bed to be kind of in the corner, like against the window. And so to have an upholstered headboard, a big quilt, and big curtains right here might be a little bit too much fabric, but I do kind of want to play with the idea of having just one piece of fabric that is pretty much the exact same size of the window and have it just like somehow attached in all four corners. I don't think they're Norrin curtains, but they kind of remind me of Norrin curtains because they're pulled taut like that. If you've watched my videos, you've probably heard me talk about this so many times, but I feel like this would be a perfect window in my house to try that with. One more thing on the topic of curtains is that I want to make a custom shower curtain because I really like the look of a shower curtain that looks like a regular curtain. I don't want my shower curtain to be like the material of the shower liner. I don't want it to be waterproof. Maybe that's like dumb of me, but I feel like in all of the places I've lived, it's been fine as long as the liner is in there. You can have a different material as the actual curtain if you have a liner on the inside of it. And I do have a liner. I've literally been showering with just a clear liner because I have not committed to a shower curtain yet. And I think what I want to do is get like a yellow linen or just some sort of nice light yellow or light gold fabric curtain for my shower. Whether I end up buying a real curtain and just use it as a shower curtain, or whether I end up buying fabric and have my sweet, sweet sewing mother help me make a curtain for my shower. But I think that that color will look really nice with the pink tile in my bathroom. And the very last thing I want to do that is another completely not trendy thing, but crafty fun thing that I think will be fun and nostalgic and fun to look back on is I want to get a big rock here at the lake and paint it and use it as a door stopper. There are multiple doors in my house that don't stay open if there's no door stopper, and the door stoppers now are just like ugly black rubber ones. So I would love to just have a little art project where I paint a rock and have it be used as my door stopper. That's really all there is to say. Am I going in like too deep and niche for you guys? I don't know. I guess I may as well just explain my thought process. I am really a nostalgic person, and I like to capture as much of that as possible and translate it into my home in as many ways as possible. So those are my DIYs that I'm thinking about doing at the moment. Let me know if you've done any of them, or let me know what DIYs you are trying to do in the near future. And if you guys have any other like budget friendly either DIYs or like design hacks or things that you've used instead of an expensive version or whatever, just leave all of those in the comments because I'm sure everyone would benefit from reading them. And honestly, budget decorating is like really fun. I like being creative like that and having a limitation when I decorate. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you like these casual, just like planning and rambling videos, and make sure to subscribe for more to see how my apartment keeps turning out and to see my trend video that's coming out, and of course more fashion videos coming soon. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe, follow on Instagram, follow on Substack, all that fun stuff. I love you guys so much, and see you soon. Bye.